It is hard to conceive, but 3 days ago, both World Trade Towers rose 1,362 feet into the sky. Visit those same towers today. At their tallest point, they rise maybe 100 feet above the street. And while it's true there are 6 floors below street level, now filled with debris, engineers at the firm that built the building's best guess to account for the missing 1,200 feet of material from each tower is that large portions simply vaporized into the dust that rained down on New Yorkers immediately after the collapse. It was that powerful.
Get out of it! can't believe it.
Do you see that big circle? It's like a big globe in the middle of the crater. Yeah, I see it. The big thing's picking up like a tower.
They will get everybody out of there, that's for sure.
Directly. Do you see that big circle? It's like a big globe in the middle of the crater. Yeah, I see it. The big thing's picking up like a tower.
They will get everybody out of there, that's for sure.
Directly.
I can't believe it.
Do you see that big circle? It's like a big globe in the middle of the crater. Yeah, I see it. The big thing's picking up like a tower.
They will get everybody.
I heard an explosion and the building from the top, the south building, just crumbled. Just completely went down. I saw it. It's hard to see all the pieces, but you can see it tipping over and just crashing to the ground. Now, I don't even know where it crumbled from on the south building because there's so much smoke I can't see anything now. All I can tell you is that the fire seems to have spread on the north building now because I can see the flames on the south side, which I couldn't see before.
Well, we can only hope that they had gotten everybody or the majority of the people out of that building before it collapsed. But again, these are enormous buildings, and obviously, let's hope that they have the area around those buildings cleared out. We've had no reports of casualties. Obviously, there are going to be more than a few in the wake of this. If you're just joining us this morning, you're in for a horrific surprise. Both buildings of the World Trade Center have been hit by aircraft, and the South Tower of the World Trade Center has apparently collapsed in a pile of dust.
President Bush, speaking in Florida, was quick to react to this tragedy.
I have spoken to the Vice President, to the Governor of New York, to the Director of the FBI, and I've ordered that the full resources of the federal government go to help the victims and their families, and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act.
This is not only a New York story. In Washington, word that the Pentagon has been struck. A plane crashed into the Pentagon this morning. CNN's Chris Plant is in the nation's capital.
And speaking to people here at the Pentagon as they're being evacuated from the building, I am told by several people that there was, in fact, an explosion. I was told by one witness, an Air Force senior enlisted man, that he was outside when it occurred. He said that he saw a helicopter circle the building. He said that it appeared to be a U.S. military helicopter and that it disappeared behind the building where the helicopter landing zone is, and that he then saw a fireball go into the sky.
You see the pictures side by side of New York and Washington billowing smoke. The collapse of the World Trade Center. 1010 Wins reporter Eileen LaPalmer is down in Lower Manhattan. We're going to try and get to her live now and see if she can give us any more information. Eileen, are you there?
Yeah, Judy, I'm here. Well, all I can tell you is, as you can imagine, absolute chaos. People were running, panicking just when the smoke and flames were billowing out. People were trying to head down south towards the World Trade Center when suddenly there was a large rumbling and the entire tower fell and collapsed to the ground. People came running north because of the smoke. It was billowing up Broadway. There's a big black cloud of smoke. You can't even see down Broadway from the vantage point of City Hall. I've now looked inside.
Standing up on end with burning tip and black smoke. Which again, why black smoke? It's ready to go out. And then, it went on, and the building was just burning away, and it wasn't too exciting until all of a sudden it's disappearing, and there was no real sign. There was no sign that anything was that this was going to go down. It was all the black smoke, and the black smoke is really indicative that the fire's out. So you're waiting for all the sludge to go away and the fire departments to get up there, and